Good evening, hi, hello, welcome on back in to the Heroes Legion. I do need to tweet out that we're live. I forgot. Live now. Trends. Then is this hash mortal shell. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's get to our trends right away. Even though I'd like to say, I hope everyone had an awesome weekend. My weekend was not freaking long enough. We did a real short stream on Friday of some Path of Exile, and it was a blast. I really did enjoy playing those crawlers last week. It was a great time. Played a little bit of DayZ, played some Torchlight 3, which I think I will revisit, and we played some Path of Exile, which I also think I will revisit at some point soon, because we've got time. We've got days to fill, games, a whole lot of games to play. Not a whole lot. Man, let me tell you. We've got some stuff to talk about. Look at this right off the bat. I just saw this as it just released, as you can see, about an hour ago, as what this is saying. Got a lot of things to talk about, but I thought this was very interesting. Businesses connected to President Trump, Jared Kushner, his little baby boy, and Kanye West and more received PPP loans, according to SBA data. Okay, so here's my two issues with this statement. Who the frick knows what a PPP loan is? I just looked it up, so now I know. And I don't know what SBA data is. So I feel like this is important to point out, because these PPP loans are Paycheck Protection Program loans. We're supposed to be going to smaller businesses. And instead, as we have here, large corporations including Yeezy and hotels owned by family members of President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, were granted Paycheck Protection Program loans worth millions, according to information released by the Small Business Association on Monday. The program's financial assistance was intended to help small businesses amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Almost like you're just, I don't know, patting one thing on the back so it can scratch it the next, whatever that saying is. So interesting. Oh, I guess there's the SBA released it, and then now it's news this much later. We're going to have released loan level data showing that 4.9 million small businesses and nonprofits benefit from it. That's wonderful. Now, had that just been the news, that'd have been great. In all, 4.9 million, totaling about 5.30. Oh, that's awesome. Great. But we see that others, clearly not small businesses. Is Yeezy a small business? Isn't Kanye worth, like, how much? Are you kidding? Married to internet royalty. She's worth a shitload. And then you got the Trump's boy. I mean, what's he worth? Like $1 billion at least? Come on. Weird, but sure. I mean, that's not even the weirdest thing for Kanye West. Apparently, he's running for president, and as I tweeted out, 2020, when Kanye is actually a viable choice. Shocker. Not really, though. Not really, though. Colin Kaepernick doing a first look partnership with Disney. Good on him. So it'll be about, like, what did it say about his last 5 years? That's kind of interesting. I'd rather you just give him a job in the NFL, because he's better than a bunch of those quarterbacks that suck. So that'd be interesting. Why not? A little bit of sports news there. Sort of. I guess it'll be more news when he actually gets a job. This next one I really wanted to talk about because this, again, we see how pathetic Trump is once again. I mean, as if we needed a further reminder. Trump's claim that Bubba Wallace's noose incident was a hoax pushed by the driver is false, according to news reports. President's allegation on Monday that the black NASCAR driver perpetrated a hoax after a rope was found fashioned into a noose in his garage at Talladega Speedway is false, according to the New York Times, Boston Globe, the Associated Press. So not just one source. Like, oh no, it was actually there. Yeah, that was the thing. The president alleged on Monday that noose discovered in the garage was a hoax. FBI announced in the news that the door pull had been fashioned into a noose in Wallace's garage had been hanging there for months. So even the FBI is like, yeah, it's not a hoax. It was already there, though. Yeah, so what's interesting with this is that he felt the need to point this out. Wasn't this like last week's news? Or even further? Why is he bringing it up now? Is he, oh, what is it? He's grasping at straws. And he seems to go after an issue against a black man. Interesting. President Trump criticizes NASCAR for banning the Confederate flag at its races and goes after its only black driver. Wow, I didn't see that part. I didn't really read press very much. No, I don't need that. Thank you. Trump suggested that Bubba Wallace should apologize after the support rallied around him after the noose was found in his assigned stall at Talladega Speedway in Alabama. Federal authorities, yeah, we already know that. Oh, here was the tweet. Bubba Wallace apologized to all the great NASCAR drivers and officials who came to his aid, stood by his side, and were willing to sacrifice everything for him, only to find out that the whole thing was just another hoax. That and the flag decision has caused lowest ratings ever. How is he bringing up the flag? Does he realize how racist he sounds? Even a racist would correct this. A slightly educated racist, anyway. Moron in chief. My God. All we'll say now, we'll reiterate, we've been talking about this, I feel like, for frickin' weeks. If you were standing behind Trump at this point, I'm very confused and concerned for you, your mental health, and your well-being, because clearly something is not right. The man's racist. And he's uneducated. He clearly just reads whatever bullshit that's out there instead of reading multiple sources like I just did. I told you I don't even read the New York Times, but they're one of them in there. I'm like, oh, okay. And there's other things to corroborate it. If you can find a couple of sources, it might be good news. I mean, this is right on his Twitter, so this is ridiculous. You don't even need sources. Unbelievable. Why is Dak Prescott? Why is my quarterback trending? Well, we'll get to that in a second. Oh, that was big news. Fox News segment crops out Trump from the photo with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. That was weird. I'm not going to talk about it, but it is weird that they felt the need to crop him out, even though clearly he was in and on the goods with a serial child rapist. Fox News. They don't want you to know that. Good evening, Code. How are you, my friend? How was your weekend, man? Supreme Court rules that states can penalize so-called faithless electors. So what this means with Electoral College, when a state picks who wins by their vote, in the past you could actually vote against the state's popular vote. And now you can actually be penalized for that. So they think that that'll actually eliminate this from happening in the future, because why would you want the punishment for going against the popular vote winner? Pretty straightforward. It was a unanimous vote, by the way, which almost never frickin' happens in the Supreme Court, especially since it is conservative leaning. It's almost always like 5-4, something like that. So that's good. Wonderful. I already mentioned it a little bit there at the top. Kanye West announces that he's running for president. We don't know how serious this actually is. And nobody cares. But it's pretty funny. Again, when Kanye West is the most viable choice for president in 2020, I think maybe that tells you we have a real shit system. Weird. You got some more done, just one wall left in the shower. Beautiful. Hard at work. I love it, man. We must now realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision, and building our future. I'm running for president of the United States. I don't think that's really real. It's a good tweet, though. It's a good tweet. There were some others. There was a COVID one right up front, and now it seems to have disappeared. Where did that one go? We got to go back to the main one. Where did it go? It seems to have disappeared. It doesn't want me to see it. Twitter. What the shit? Figure it out. After you did half of it, put it on backwards, then had to redo it, or be done by now? That sounds like something I would be doing. It happens. Ah, there it is. The COVID-19 mortality rate in the U.S. is not among the lowest globally, says Johns Hopkins data. On Monday, President Trump claimed, he's a big claimer, that the COVID-19 mortality rate was just about the lowest in the world. Claim contradicted by the data gathered by Johns Hopkins University. According to the university's Coronavirus Resource Center, the U.S. has the 6th highest, not the 6th lowest, the 6th highest mortality rate in terms of observed case fatality ratio among the 20 most affected countries. So again, I'll reiterate. If you are blindly following Trump and listening to anything he says at this point, please get some help. There may be something wrong. The man is a liar and a racist. We've already covered the racist part already today. It's been an action-packed couple of minutes here, I know. These baseless claims and accusations, from calling out the only black NASCAR driver and saying that the noose is a hoax, to this saying that, oh, we have the lowest in the, just about the lowest in the world. Wrong. Wrong. The amount of misinformation coming out of this complete dullard, I just don't get it. What more do you need to know? Twitter, I don't like you were hiding that one on me. Wasn't cool. Any other that are just plain trending? Oh, of course. Yes, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention this one here. Via Ian Rappaport, I believe it was actually, and Tom Pessalero. The Chiefs quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, have agreed, and the Chiefs have agreed to a 10-year extension worth $503 million. He gets $477 million in guaranteed mechanism and gives the ability for Holmes to have outs if guarantee mechanisms aren't exercised. No trade clause. So here's what that breakdown looks like. Dude's going to be getting a lot. It's kind of insane, right? Now, here's what you have to wonder. Is he worth it? One of the craziest signings that we ever saw, that was years and years ago. I can't even remember the specifics of it. But Michael Vick was given a 10-year contract worth like oodles of money at the time. And was he with them for 10 years? No. Also not the same kind of quarterback as Patrick Mahomes. This guy's crazy. Crazy good. Now, I'm not a diehard Chiefs fan, or I'm not even a Chiefs fan at all. But I love to watch the man play. So this is important news because it means, well, he's going to be at least playing with the same team, hopefully in the same system. It'll make football very interesting for the future, and I frickin' just love that. I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, but I love the sport and just seeing it do its thing. Also, when a man makes $500 million there, all he's got to do is stay relatively healthy. Let's go. You can't beat that. You can't beat it. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money indeed. Oh, another. So we're. Yeah, it's getting stupid money. Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous. That's why for Dallas's quarterback, Dak Prescott, when they're talking about, oh, he should, he wants 30, 35. I'm like, that's not even that much. I'm gonna give these other guys about 40 a year. And I say, why shouldn't they? These guys are getting hit constantly. Why not? I mean, basketball players make oodles of money. It's hard on your body. Why not? The money's there, so why do you care? I just love to see it. I love to see it, and he's really good. And he's a nice guy, too. Can't beat it. One other bummer story as we get out of the ridiculous money. We're moving quick tonight. I want to get into this game. Remember, God, how long ago was that? Like 2 months ago? I can't even remember. White woman who called police on the black birder in New York City will face criminal charges. So if you don't remember that story, there was a white woman claiming that she was being attacked and harassed by we later found out, a very handsome and respectable black gentleman who was only instructing her, hey, one, you're kind of hurting your dog there, as you can see in that horrible picture. And, oh yeah, you're not supposed to have your dog unleashed here? What are you doing? What are you doing? And he recorded the entire thing, and he was very nice about it. It was very odd that she was rude and kind of racist. She is going to be facing charges for falsely reporting an incident in the 3rd degree. Now, they're just trying to make an example out of you when they're going for a false report charge. However, that does go on your permanent record. And if they ever see you make a false report again, you'll serve some serious time. Whereas this one might just be like a fine or something. But they're making an example. Good. Good. Make your example. I like it. Or is there anything else sports related? I don't want to be missing anything. I don't think so. Oh, there was this story right here. I don't know enough about it because I don't follow college basketball that much, but former Penn State guard Rasir Bolton says he left the program after Coach Pat Shurmur made a noose remark. Now, you've got to be really, really, really dumb. And maybe a little insensitive and slightly racist, I would say, to make a noose remark about a player you're coaching. Bolton, who transferred to Iowa State after his freshman season, revealed that Chambers made a racially insensitive remarks in 2019, including a reference to a noose around the guard's neck. On Monday, Chambers issued a statement apologizing for the comments and called them hurtful, insensitive, and unacceptable. Yeah, I'd be surprised if you still have a job. Jesus, I didn't know there was a whole statement. We'll read this quickly. For the past year, many have questioned why I left Penn State after my freshman year. I was a scholarship athlete on the men's basketball team. I got playing time. I started part of the season, and I was on the dean's list. Very successful, it sounds. I formed many relationships at Penn State and still maintain today. However, no one ever stops to consider that there is more to a college athlete than the sport. Actually, that's kind of why I'm on board with them getting paid for their likeness. I think it's wonderful. We are human, we are young men and women, and in my case, I'm a black man. A noose around my neck is why I left Penn State. Head coach Patrick Chambers, the day after his one-game suspension in January 2019, in talking to me, referenced a noose around my neck. A noose, symbolic of lynching, defined as one of the most powerful symbols directed at African Americans, invoking the history of lynching, slavery, and racial terrorism. Due to other interactions with the coach, I knew this was no slip of the tongue. Ah. Gee. I had that one pegged, huh? Told you. Racist. Interesting. I reported this immediately to my academic advisor. I confronted Coach Chambers. I spoke directly with the AD's office. Myself, my parents contacted the AD's office in writing and the phone. My parents have drove the 5 hours to Penn State to meet with the AD's office and Coach Chambers more than once. During this time, the Coach Chambers admitted to what he said. I was provided one meeting and one phone number to text with a psychologist. I was taught ways to deal with the Coach Chambers personality type. Are you fucking kidding me? His personality type? He taught how to deal with a racist. Huh. Coach Chambers never apologized. Said that he was from the North and wasn't aware. Subtle repercussions followed. Some teammates were told I couldn't be trusted, and I was told the team didn't trust me. I wasn't all in and loyal because I stood up for myself. During my final player-coach meeting in April 2019, Coach Chambers told me he was really impressed with how well-spoken and organized my parents were. Yet another subtle insult. Why would you even mention that? I only heard from Penn State's integrity office in reference to my situation 6 months later, once I was at my new school, requesting a waiver. I tell the story because it is not alleged. It was admitted to and documented. I was provided what my family and I considered surface-level resources while still finishing the season, practicing and participating in team events under Coach Chambers. Had I or my parents reacted differently, it would have only hurt me. Had I quit, it would have only hurt me. I chose to use my head. I wasn't the first, and I know I wasn't the last. Everyone's position to speak out isn't the same, so I'm only speaking for myself. There is a serious need for change in the way players are protected and helped across the country when faced with these situations. Surface level resources are not good enough. In most cases, it is the coach who is protected while the player is left to deal with it or leave. Be the change you want to see. What a brilliant young man. Very well written, eloquent, emotion filled. Love it. We're gonna go ahead and like and retweet that. Yeah, retweet it. Twitter. I hit it once. Ridiculous. So, I have no words for this kind of shit other than Black Lives Matter. Now, the thing that bothers me the most about this is Woody said the same thing to a white guy on the team. Probably not. Why he said it at all is pretty confusing. So those, maybe you don't remember, I live in Pennsylvania, relatively close to Penn State, just a couple hours away, and I have a big problem with Penn State as a college. Huge problem with them as a college. If you go back to the Joe Sandusky stuff and the Paterno stuff, I mean, they let child rape happen and just sexual assault happen. And then all came out and a man was convicted and another man, fortunately for him, died. But it seems like Penn State just doesn't know how to handle their shit at all. College sports is even more corrupt. Yeah, it really is. Think about it this way. How much bullshit did these players and advocates for the players have to go through to get them paid for their likeness? Like, they didn't want that. Like, oh, they're going to get paid for their likeness? Why? Oh, I don't know. You only made games for them for, like, I don't know, 10 years. You only hype it up on ESPN or ABC or NBC, well, like, whatever you're playing on. You only hype it up. Why not? Why not? Seems fair to me. And that concludes news and trends. We ended on a nice angry note. I liked it.